Hello and welcome back to another episode of Diablo to D&D. My name is David, and today we're going to be creating the druid's spirit wolf. So, campaign update. We had a session last week, or this week. The previous one we weren't able to meet. But they got started on the Arcane Sanctuary. They made it safely back to Loot Ghislaine, and now they're going to be digging through the palace, trying to find the portal that all these demons are coming through. I'm looking forward to seeing them fight their way through all the different layers of the palace and kind of figuring out the mystery of what's going on. Anyway, because of that, because they are starting a new chapter, that means some new stat blocks that I had to create. So I got the Sand Raider put together, and turns out when you're trying to make a CR6 creature, it's fairly difficult to balance. So I might have to just drop the CR and increase the hit points or something. I can't. Balancing is an issue. Let's just put it that way. But I think they're going to have some fun running into some of these new stat blocks. That is one of the things I love about Diablo 2, is that there are so many different kinds of enemies. It feels like there's an entire monster manual worth of creatures, and I mean that's kind of what I'm doing. But anyway, that's it for the campaign update, and let's move on to the changelog. Okay, so since last week was the Ravens from the Druid, there was a couple of changes that I made there. One, the Ravens are no longer unaligned, but they instead have no alignment. I was taking a look at some of the spells from the Summon Fae, Summon Undead, and they don't have alignment, so I was like, whatever, okay, so I'm going to cut that off. You no longer have to cast Find Familiar as a ritual. I realized that it is already a 1 hour long process, and you can cast it at will anyway, so tacking on an additional 10 minutes is just kind of meh. So, whatever. Holy Bolt on the Heavenly Holy Fist, I think, Paladin. I forgot to say that it is an action, so I'm correcting something there. It is now an action. And lastly, the Ravens can benefit from long rests. As part of the swarm designation, swarm ability that the flock of ravens has, the animal swarms have in the basic rules, it says that they can't gain hit points. And given that they're meant to be, show up and then disappear, you don't really see them needing to regain hit points. But because this thing can follow you around, I'm giving it the ability to gain hit points except through a long rest. Or, gain the benefits of a long rest. They go back to full when you take a long rest. Okay? They have... Yeah. Let's just go with that. All right, so here we are at the Druid. We are doing the Spirit Wolf, and I expect this one to be largely based off of how the Ravens went. I'll probably just copy this entire stat block and then change a bunch of the properties to fit. We'll see how well it goes, but let's take a look at how the ability works in the Diablo 2 game. Okay, summon Spirit Wolf. Summon a wolf with teleporting ability to fight by your side. It has fairly low health. Granted, this is level 6. It deals cold damage, and it can increase the number of wolves that you have up to a maximum of 5. I will not be doing that because reasons that I'll probably get into later. By and large, it's just I don't want to have bodies on the field. I don't want to have a ton of bodies on the field. So, and also Find Familiar summons one creature, or one stat block, and I don't want to have to build into, well, you can have X number of creatures. It's just just build one spirit wolf that can, hold its own. The attack rating, defense, and mana cost don't really matter. And then the synergies from the direwolf and the grizzly don't really matter because those are all in Diablo 2 as the game. So there is one more thing to notice about it dealing cold damage. I don't know if I'm going to be using this, but something to at least think of. So this is Diablo2.io, and here we are down here. This is the patch 2.4 notes. Attacks now deal cold damage and chill for a duration, provides utility with chilling, and acts as an alternative damage type compared to direwolves. Direwolves are big damage dealers, but they're physical damage. With the spirit wolves, they are more utility. They deal more damage than the ravens. They don't deal as much damage as the dire wolf or the grizzly, but they throw bodies in front of creatures and they can slow them down. So I might put that in there because there are some abilities that most wolf types in D&D have, and we'll get to that when we look at the wolf stat block. But being able to slow creatures down is actually pretty good. It also assists in catching up to creatures because these wolves can teleport. Slowing it down, don't have to move as far. So we'll get all into that when I start writing the stat block. But let's take a look at some of the other inspiration that could go into this. This is the basic wolf from the basic rules. And just look at that cute little murder machine. Oh, he's so cute. I love wolves. Anyway, the thing I like about the wolf is their ability pack tactics right here. They have advantage on attack rolls against a creature if at least one of the wolf's allies is within 5 feet of that creature and the ally isn't incapacitated. So you want to get up close and personal with a bunch of these creatures. And so when you have a pack of wolves that are surrounding somebody, you get some pretty darn good hits on them. And this works really, really well with their bite attack. Because if it hits, if the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 11 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. Which means that, they already have advantage anyway because they're pack hunters, but, it gives them an opportunity for other creatures to come in on them. So this stat block may provide the main body of what I want to do. Now, the stats are going to be a bit different because I want them to be, strong. I want them to be a damage dealer because that's what the summoner is they summon creatures to do the damage for them. And they're not going to have 11 hit points. But there are some other things that might get put into this stat block. Let's take a look at the Blink Dog. I love the Blink Dog. So way back when I ran a campaign or a brief campaign with my family, and as part of the campaign there was an organization that got their hands on a blink dog and a black shuck, which I don't think is an actual stat block in D&D, but it's essentially kind of this creature that can go into the astral or ethereal plane versus a creature that can see into the ethereal plane. The shucks are historically like graveyard dogs. If you know the Ancient Magus Bride, the dog that's in there, Ruth, I think is his name. He's a shuck. Anyway, but there's an organization, criminal organization, that was having a dog fight, and so I love blink dogs. Anyway, but this right here, this action, teleport, to recharge on a 4/6. Dog magically teleports along with any equipment it is wearing or carrying up to 40 feet to an unoccupied space it can see. Before or after teleporting, the dog can make one bite attack. So it can catch up to somebody to teleport and then bite them, or it can use it as a retreating mechanism to deal a little bit of damage and then get the heck out of dodge. Now, I think this is a good idea, but I think this really should be a bonus action of just teleporting, I don't mind it, but for the Spirit Wolf, I don't think it's going to be a recharge. I think I want to have it just as something that it can do, again, to reduce bookkeeping, because you've got to juggle stat blocks and so many other things. Speaking of bonus action teleports, let's take a look at Summon Fae. This is honestly, other than like the wolf stat block, the first thing that came to mind when talking about the Spirit Wolf. Because right down here at the Fae Spirit stat block, bonus actions, Fae Step. The Fae magically teleports up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space it can see. Then one of the following effects occurs based on the Fae's chosen mood. You get a mood when you summon it. And then it has some 3 different effects that it can choose from. But I think that this is a really good precedent to put into this stat block. This is a 3rd level spell, so at a full caster, you're getting this at 5th level. And Summon Spirit Wolves is a 6th level thing. So this stat block here might actually be it might be good to pull from. So armor class 12 plus the spell's level. Since you can't upcast it, since you don't have spell slots, then it would probably be pretty difficult to do that. But then 30 plus 10 hit points for each spell level above 3rd, speed 40 feet. So those are some things to think about. I will probably go off of proficiency bonus or level, because that is the scaling that I have for this class. But you know what? Let's take a look at the Wildfire Druid. Yeah, right here, the Wildfire Spirit. It is a 2nd level feature, but look at this. Hit points 5 plus 5 times your Druid level. Has a base armor class of 13. And then, let me see. It deals 1d6 plus proficiency bonus, not personal best, sorry. Proficiency bonus fire damage, and then it can teleport. Yeah, it scales off of proficiency bonus, which is actually pretty good. So I think that's definitely something that I could pull from. The kind of the sad thing is its stats don't really change. Oh, okay. No, right here. Your spell attack modifier to hit. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much everything I can think of. So let's get to writing. All right. I think that is it for the creation. All right. Let's see what we've got here. Spirit Wolf. Beginning at 6th level, you can use the Spirit Wolf stat block option for Find Familiar. Spirit Wolf, medium beast, armor class 10 plus proficiency bonus, hit points 15 plus 5 times your druid level, speed 40 feet, strength 16, dexterity 12, constitution 10, intelligence 3, wisdom 12, charisma 6. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bump that dexterity up. The base one has a +2. And this is supposed to be big magic, so I'm going to bump that up to a 12. So, skills, perception +3, stealth +4, condition immunities, charmed and frightened, senses, passive perception 15. Is that correct? Okay. Senses, passive perception 13, languages, understands the languages you speak, no challenge rating or null. Proficiency bonus equal to your bonus. Special qualities, keen hearing and smell. The Spirit Wolf has advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing or smell. Pack tactics. The Spirit Wolf has advantage on attack rolls against a creature if at least one of that wolves of the... this was copy-pasted, so... If at least one of the Spirit Wolves' allies is within 5 feet of the creature and the ally isn't incapacitated. Actions, multi-attack. The Spirit Wolf makes a number of bite attacks equal to half your proficiency bonus rounded up. Bite, melee weapon attack, your spell attack modifier to hit. Reach 5 feet, 1 target, 1d6 plus proficiency bonus. Cold damage. If a creature is damaged this way, its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the end of its next turn. Bonus actions. The Spirit Wolf can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space it can see. Note, the slow from bite is not cumulative. I threw that in there just because I like having notes. I think it's technically written into the rules, but I just figured I'd throw that note in there. So, let's go through the reasoning. Armor class, I wanted to scale with you, unlike the Ravens, which is their Ravens. You get more Ravens, they're easier to hit, so, But I wanted the Spirit Wolf to be a little bit tankier. Hit points, 15 plus 5 times your druid level. I don't know, it just felt right. Speed, 40 feet is pretty much what the basic wolf has. The stats are a little different for this one. The strength is much higher. I think the wolf has a 12. I bumped this up to a 16. No, I think I'm gonna bump that one back down to 12. The reason being is because these are kind of they kind of feel like the dexterity wolves. The dire wolves are the strong ones. So I'm gonna cut that down to a 12 rather than a 16, which is a huge nerf. But let's see, dexterity. Yeah, I think dexterity is fine. Actually, what is their constitution? Ooh, con is 12. So I'm going to bump that up. Oh, that's just the basic stat block. Okay, well, sure, fine. Alright, let's see. Yeah, conditioned immunities, charmed and frightened. It's a summoned creature. It kind of feels weird to have your summoned creatures be charmed or frightened of something. You'll notice that these stats, or these immunities, conditioned immunities, are not there. That's because this is a single creature, not a swarm of creatures. So, yeah, sticking one raven under the effects of stony gaze or something isn't going to do much. But beyond that, the special qualities, keen hearing and smell and pack tactics, are ripped exactly from the basic wolf. And the reason for the multi-attack is because you're 6th level. You should be getting an extra attack at this level. So, because you're 6th level, multi-attack, number of bite attacks equal to half your proficiency bonus rounded up. At level 6, you should be a +3, which means, yeah, you're getting 2. The summon Fae is based off of the number of, or the level of the spell it is cast at. And so at level 3, you only get 2 attacks, I think. Let me check. No, you get 1, but it is rounded down, so you don't get it until that 4th level. But also, or not 4th level spell, which is level 7, so 2 levels after you can pick this up. So, maybe. Given that you have the ability to attack, that you're very likely going to be up in front with them. Yeah, I'm going to say it's rounded down. So you won't be able to get that that second attack until proficiency 4. So that is a 12. Is that right? 12th level? Hang on. 9th level. Oh, heavens. Okay, thank you. 9th level, you get a second attack. Considering that you also have your body and that you want to have the summoner up in front as well, I'm going to say it's going to be rounded down for now. Yeah, I'm going to say it's rounded down for now. But I mean, because you also have the vine. So, yeah, I'll say it's just it's rounded down for now. All right, let's see, where are we? The weapon attack, 1d6 plus proficiency bonus cold damage. It's basically what the the wildfire spirit does as well. So, and then if a creature is damaged, its speed is reduced by 10 feet. That kind of feeds into the cold damage that reduces speed. And then the bonus action, teleporting. Yeah, your spirit wolves can just teleport. They do that. Usually to just get back to you, but they can cross gaps and close distances to enemies and whatnot in Diablo 2. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I actually like this one. I think there's a handful of things that could be tweaked. Multi-attack rounding up or rounding down is something to be tweaked. Some of the stats, the skills. I think the skills should scale because as you get more proficient, those bonuses should go up. But I don't know how to exactly explain that. I'll take a look at some of the other summoning spells and see if there's something in there that I can tweak. But I think that is just going to be it for today. If you want to contact me, you can contact me at XenozFan2, that is XenozFan2 on Twitter and Reddit. And if you want to contact the channel directly, you can do so at Diablo2DND on Twitter and YouTube. And thank you much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good whatever.